Set your butane torches to high and your expectations to low. Coming to you from the cigar cave in the hills of the Steel City. Get ready to get your fix. This is the Cigar Junkies Podcast. Welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast.
The cigar show for the community, by the community.
A forum to talk stogies, booze, food, and anything else in the cigar lifestyle.
If you're looking for ratings, negativity, or an authority on all things cigars, you came to the wrong place.
Whether you like what you hear or not, please join the conversation and let us know by finding us
At the Cigar Junkies Facebook group.
or contacting us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com. What's up, junkies? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast. I don't think we've ever done this before, so I'm going to try it. I think we did it in the first show. But we are your hosts, Sam the Man Hoffman and Corey Banks, for those of you out there that are not familiar. If you remember back in the day, we got a lot of complaints that people couldn't understand who was who. They had no idea. Before there was video, the kids that were at home listening on the podcast,
they were lost.
They were just like, I can't tell which one of you is my favorite because you guys both sound the same.
Who it is.
And it's like, then they got the video and they realized Sam was their favorite. And it all went downhill from there. Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you're at the bottom, how can you go downhill, though? That's the thing.
I was at the bottom.
I didn't understand that reference.
I probably didn't do it right.
Okay.
But I chose to remember that song that way.
Okay.
I was up above it is actually how it's supposed to go. It's a Nine Inch Nails song.
Oh, okay.
I was up above it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there goes the wife scraping the van.
Just
The lovely sound effects in the background.
coming in hot. So what was your week like this week, buddy? Anything special?
No, it was just kind of grueling. We had a outage at work, which means that for the last 2 weeks, the mill was down for doing maintenance. And we had an extra week to do it and still ended up getting everything back up and online like 3 days late. So, yeah. Not only that, we just really got running yesterday evening. And then beyond that, I feel like I hear my son whistling in the garage.
You do.
Yeah.
Whistling.
He is. Teenagers are just noisy. Teenage boys, anyway, are noisy everywhere. And here's Summer to wreck the whole place.
What's up, Summer?
What's up, puppy?
Camera time, Summer?
It's the official puppy. And here comes Sam's just going to wreck the whole joint, trying to show. And she's gone, and she's over here. And yes. All right. Yeah, we are in fact live.
That's it.
In a residence.
Yeah.
Good job.
The dog's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like the dog way better than you.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay.
I like her better than me, too. So, like, we got up and running last night, ran halfway's okay today, and then the end of my shift today, everything, the computer just shit the bed. So I'm, like, hoping the computer nerds get it fixed before I go in tomorrow morning, or else we're just going to be sitting there counting the overtime that they're going to add to the schedule for next week.
Yep.
That's the real problem, right? Like, it doesn't suck sitting there not running. It sucks going like, man, I'm going to have to come in here more next week.
Yep. Yeah.
But what are you going to do? How about you, buddy? What's going on?
I had I guess productive week. I got a lot done for the shop. I got a lot of the different stuff that I needed to get kind of organized. A lot of my time was really just spent with my kids because my kids all three were sick this week. So the boy got up to 105 temperature and the girls both got to 104 at different points. So it was a lot of not fun with that.
We've had some colds ripping through the old homestead around here. And I'm actually pretty sure if we really wanted to, we could trace through the shows and you'd be patient zero bringing it in.
Oh, really?
I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah, I'm always freaking sick with three kids in kindergarten.
You can't help it.
No.
It's not like I care, you know. What'd I tell you today?
I have no idea.
I just said you can't go potty in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Poo before you come. You have to pee outside. That's what I told you.
You're SOL. Yeah. And what did I go? Okay. Like, that makes sense.
He's like, I pee outside anyways.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess if I can't take a dump in your front yard, I'll go before I leave.
Who says I can't? I can. It's whether or not I should.
Bethel Park Police Department. As we talked about during Seth's visit, there's not a lot going on crime-wise in this neighborhood.
So someone's going to notice.
Someone taking a dump in the front yard is going to catch attention. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I bet you the first cop would show up before you even pinched it off. Definitely before you wipe.
Yeah, they're all over the place here. Now,
I'm surprised it took as long as it did for them to call the cops on me for the fireworks.
The cops were like, we'll get there eventually. No, I wonder which one of your neighbors would be the one to be like, he deserves it. Like, because everybody's got that one neighbor that it's not that you don't like, but you don't exactly sync with.
Probably the same one that called the cops on me for the fireworks. Which I think I've actually kind of gotten a little bit to the bottom of.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy out across the corner from me is okay guy. He's the guy making the noise with the power tools out there, installing some new steps in his front yard. Doing
they look
patio.
good too, by the way.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's a nice guy, very nice guy. Turns out he's a teacher at the school and gets every kid in our school district goes through him eventually.
Oh, okay.
Because he teaches a class that everybody has to take. My daughter somehow does not remember taking this class. My son does. He's like, it was cool. We built bridges and stuff. It's like a technology class.
Oh, nice.
But we were just like for the first time we're talking the other day because he's doing the work out there, and I am a man, and what do men do when other men are doing projects nearby? You got to go over there.
You got to
and
go.
You stand with your hands in your pocket
and watch.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly right.
Yeah,
a cigar, other hand in the pocket,
Yep.
making sure that I have no availability for labor.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to borrow any tools, I got you. That kind of thing, you know. But yeah, we got to go sniff around, right? You got to go poke your nose in there and go, hey, what's going on? What you doing?
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, I see you're using a speed square there. Good call. Oh,
reinforced concrete with the bars. That's good. Yeah.
You going with screws or are you going with nails on this one?
Right.
You going with screws? Oh, torque.
So I was talking to him, and I don't know if he got the 4th of July before or not. He's got, dude, his kid literally, like when you say grow up and go to clown college, that's what his daughter did.
Nice.
She is in a circus college in Canada for trapeze or something like that. Like she's a ridiculous gymnast apparently, and is going to be like a very big performer. So much to when she comes home to visit him, they set up this gigantic metal. It looks like a frame for a pyramid. So that the ropes can hang down and she can do her act, so practice her act in the middle, like her trapeze stuff. That's wild. Yeah, it's crazy. You also see the neighbor guys sitting around drinking beer when that's going on too.
Everybody's in the front yard that I don't know why. It's the only time everybody's in the front yard.
Anyhow, that weird guy across the street no one talks to, everyone's like talking to him because he's right next door, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, so like I was BSing with him a little bit and he was like, oh yeah, those people over across from me down here in the corner, they don't care much for your fireworks. And I was like, really? Like we're starting to get the idea because I never heard that before. I've heard some concerns, but usually I was able to satiate them and keep everything very good. You know what I mean? I take care of the neighbors. If any of the debris ends up in their yard, I clean their yards before my own. All that happy stuff. We're very careful. And we actually have had neighbors that we didn't know lived in this neighborhood until they started sending my wife wine as a thank you for the fucking fireworks. And I'm like, why are you getting the wine? You're the one that says every year you don't want me to do it, and then I do it, and you get wine. This is bullshit.
Because she's not going to change it now. She didn't want you to 1 year. She got wine, and now she's like, I'm not changing anything. No. Superstition.
No. We're shut down. Mostly the cops were the reason for that. But yeah, so them and the Bonacontros. Yeah, like I could never do it again.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, they ruined it for me.
That was fantastic.
That's like going through your whole life thinking 3 inches is a big dick, and then you walk into a gym locker room and
foot and a half.
Oh no,
something hanging there that's like this.
Fucking tripod in the corner over there. It ruins it for you.
Good on you guys. Good on you.
Never measure from the top. Nothing but hurt feelings.
Nothing but hurt feelings up there.
Yeah, so I was real surprised. Like my mother-in-law actually had left early last year, I think. And they were leaving the neighborhood, and they like took their time driving around through the neighborhood because they've been thinking about buying a house in here. They're like, everywhere we went for blocks and blocks, people are out in lawn chairs, like fold up camp chairs in their front yards watching your fireworks.
Nice.
So like 100 people love it. one person hates it, it's gone.
It's gone. Yep. Squeaky wheel.
That's it.
Yeah. No fun.
Yep.
So we should do this.
We could do that.
We should do that.
We could. We should. We would. I suppose we can.
It's time for the Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Leaning House Fine Cigars. The Leaning House is your destination for the ultimate cigar smoking experience. Whether you're exploring their wide selection of premium cigars, unwinding in their comfortable lounge, or enjoying live music on one of the most unique and intimate live music venues in the burg, the house has something for everyone. Do you want to try the stick we're smoking today? Stop by leaninghousefinecigars.com or visit Dave in Bell Vernon or Heidi in Brownsville. Wherever you are, make the house your home for premium cigars.
Make the house your home indeed. And this week, we are smoking the Monte Cristo Espinada Oscuro. The size is the 6x50 guard because they don't want to call it a Toro, apparently.
Yeah, it's a Toro. It's a Toro.
The wrapper is a Habano. I was reading ahead of work.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, the wrapper is a Habano Rosado Oscuro. See, there's O's at the end of all of those other words.
Yeah. I'm not claiming it was an easy one.
The binder is Nicaraguan, and the fillers are Nicaraguan as well. Now, I didn't get any clarity on whether or not the Habano Rosado Oscuro wrapper, which seems conflicting, is in fact Nicaraguan, but I'm assuming this is a Puro.
Yeah, most likely. That makes sense.
Yeah, not a ton of info out there, but it's, I don't know. Does it have like a little bit of a reddish hue to it?
Yes.
Is there a hue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there a hue? Maybe it is a Rosado Oscuro.
A bit of a hue.
I don't feel like this qualifies as an Oscuro.
Why?
Oscuro is typically in the cigar industry a word that's reserved for the darkest of the dark cigars.
Right.
So you have your shade, obviously, then you have your natural wrappers, sun-growns, etc. And then you have your Maduros, which are darker from the fermentation process. And generally, Oscuro is reserved for the super dark.
Right. The
dark and veiny.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
But it is dark for a Rosado.
Yeah.
If that's what we're going with here. I feel like we're just throwing words
together. It's a
together.
Rosado Oscuro, so that way they can call it something new.
I would call this a well-fermented Candela.
I don't know that I go that far.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, but
that's what I feel like the name is.
I don't get anything off of it from a flavor profile to indicate that, though.
Well, this particular blend of the legacy of Monte Cristo was blended by Rafael Nadal, Pedro Ventura, and Nestor Plasencia at the Plasencia Cigar Factory.
Oh,
so there's some nameage behind this guy.
Yeah, more than a little bit. Yeah. There's.
Yeah. Not only did they say, let's get like a name behind this, they're like, let's get three of them.
Let's get a lot going on here.
They should have went with another old book and called this the Three Musketeers, the Monte Cristo
Three Musketeers.
Tres Musketeer.
Oh, look at you.
Musketeers. I don't know.
Call them up. Let them know it's time to change the name. It's need to move on.
Yeah, it's good whenever Sam gets behind one of my ideas.
No, I just really want to find out what would happen if you called them. They'd be like, "Oh, really? You got a great name for it, huh?" Yeah.
Did you say you're a junkie? What? Go get help.
No, we got a bunch of good stuff coming. I reached out to a lot of the upcoming guests and was able to line a bunch of them up, which we talked about. I got 2 of them lined up now, but I won't lie. I was surprised that Steve Saka reached back out.
Name drop.
Yeah, I was surprised that he reached back out.
Well, why wouldn't he? Why? He's bald and has facial hair. I'm bald and have facial hair,
But the best part was
I heard that nobody heard of him at all until he was in the Who Wore It Best bald competition.
So
everybody all of a sudden's like, who's this Steve Saka guy?
I'm dealing with them. I'm dealing with him and Cindy's.
Yeah.
And
his wife.
Cindy's the one that I have like the email for. So that's who I sent to like ask about this.
Yeah.
And she sends me back an email saying, "Hey, contact him direct at this. His schedule's kind of, wonky. It's going to be tough to get in. So you guys just talk about it direct. So I'm not playing middleman." And at the bottom, little line says, "P.S. He loved the show banner." Because I had attached that when I sent the email. Like, let me just throw that in there real quick. Like, hey, here's
a cookie.
You've heard of us before. Maybe not much. Maybe this one time.
Yeah, you didn't hear of us. You saw your picture on some obscure.
You got tagged in a bunch of places.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Hell yeah, man. No such thing as bad press. So Uncle Artie's watching.
Oh.
I don't know if he actually might be able to hear right now too, because he's got hearing aids and they're Bluetooth. You sound just like him. It's uncanny.
You do that really well.
Your impression game's really coming up. You've been practicing. First try.
That's my impression of any elderly gentleman who doesn't want to listen to his wife anymore, so keeps his hearing aids out all the time.
Well, so that's the thing. Yeah. So he was testing him. He's like, this one, I could hear men great, but I couldn't hear women very good. And I'm like, and that's not the one you're going with? He's like, I couldn't hear my wife. And I'm like, and? Right?
Like, yeah.
And my wife
sounds like you got
watching.
Perfect scenario kicking there, bud.
It's a little close.
I love my wife, especially from a distance.
My biggest criticism of Uncle Artie is, for a deaf guy, he talks quiet as hell.
Oh.
I'm like, you'd think he'd be yelling over here.
Nah.
You know what I mean? You leave a steel mill, people are, you go into a quiet office, it's like, hey, did you hear about the thing? And I'm like,
just calm down.
Everybody just heard about the thing. Jesus Christ.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Relax a little bit. Uncle Artie's the other way around. He's like, I was picking up things the other day and was looking at MacBay, and I'm like,
does he have like a particularly low voice? Because I know like most of the guys I've met that were, going deaf but had like really low voices, they talk low because they hear it in their head so much, where other guys not so much.
I don't think he heard much of anything. But he's guy's standing 20, 25 feet away from you, and you just hear this. I look over and I'm like,
what are you talking to?
There's nobody else out here. Are you talking to me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you're gonna have to start over.
Yeah, I got nothing. No, I've been going for 20 minutes. Start from the beginning.
Yeah, I got no idea.
So when was the last time you smoked a legacy brand?
I don't know about any legacy. I can tell you the last Monte Cristo I smoked was a long time ago. It was probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at a event at Leaf and B. McMurray, and I believe it was a Christmas event, and they had the sales rep for Monte Cristo there, and Altada Scizor. And they did a raffle, and I won like a 10-pack sampler, I think, of like 2 of 5 different sticks, and was very pleasantly surprised. It was like, these are all good. They're always good, but the problem that I have is typically they're not as good as their price range, which is not to say that they're not as good as their price range, but there's better for less price range
for this,
or as good, shall I say.
For this cigar, I would say it's like this one should be priced $4 cheaper than it is. I'm not going to say what its price is because of YouTube reasons, guys, but it should be $4 cheaper than it is.
If you were going to take some clams out of your pocket and exchange some clams to me,
it would be more than 13, but less than 15.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a lot of bicycles.
Right. So like at that point for a Toro, I expect a pretty good level of quality.
Yeah.
But I mean, the burn has been excellent on this thing.
This time, with inflation, it's actually not terrible.
But it's been this price for a while.
Well, which means it's probably not going to stay that price, which is the problem.
Which is why I said it.
And the other thing is, too, it's like, okay, you're going golfing or something. That name will mean something to somebody. But for the most part, you're going like, okay, like I know exactly which guy owns this company or which family owns this company. I know this man and his wife are going to get my money, or this man and his son, or I could just give this to this faceless corporation.
Well, that's part of doing the shop and doing the show. It's like we're getting to meet more and more of these people and have more time around them, right? So like Lee was hanging out at your house doing the show. Like he came here, he hung out in your garage. You got to talk with him before the show, after the show, and on the show. So you get a relationship that way. And I think once that happens, it starts to diminish the value of the corporate ones, which is a shame to some extent. Cause like, okay, Room 101 just made the transition, but like Boothie, like, like,
and listen, if you like the cigar, you like the cigar too. There's no reason you can't still buy what you like.
Right.
I mean, I'll still grab Drew Estate stuff just because I still think, for whatever you think that they've come down in quality, I still think the Liga Privada 9 is a lot better than most of the other stuff out there, right?
Yeah.
So I still like it and I still buy it. But when there's tons of options and nothing, stuff like this that's good, really good, it just doesn't stand out. You got to stand out to get me to break away from the small guys.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I actually think that definitely the transition happened. I'm sure I bought cigars online last December. Since we started doing this show, I don't think I've bought a single cigar online, with the exception of stuff we couldn't get in this area that we bought from online presence of another brick and mortar retailer.
Right.
That's the only online purchases I've made.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so this doing this show has actually really moved my purchasing habits in a different direction.
Yeah, it's moved them along. Because I've been going through so many things at the same time with the shop and the show and working for Dave, because I had only worked for Dave for a little bit whenever I met you too. So getting into this world kind of all at once, I don't know what's because of the show and what's because of the shop, but it's all kind of intertwined. And I think like there's certain cigars that, like the CAO 554, the Flatheads 554. That is my favorite cigar to go along with a Bullet Old Fashioned that's like super sweet.
Yeah.
I oversweeten it. I love it because that cigar has a weird citrus to it. And I love it. I'm not a huge CAO guy.
Flathead's a solid stick.
Yeah. But I used to smoke a lot of the CAOs, a lot. I was buying bundles and bundles of the 660 and the 554. Just super enjoyable. But
one thing, dude, their merch is killer.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Their swag, their merch is it's all good. Yeah, and it's gonna be intriguing to see once the shops open what my smoking habits are.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll all be coming out of your own pocket,
right?
So,
right,
and you have to buy it.
Right.
It's not like, you know what I mean. It's not like you're picking and choosing what you're buying. You're just going to have to smoke more of everything.
Right.
Because you're going to have to be educated.
And I'm looking forward to that in that environment. A lot of the reason I don't smoke much is because I'm trying to hang out with my kids more. So if I have time to smoke, I'm going to hang out with my kids instead right now.
There's a lot of smoking time in your future.
Yes. And I'm not worried. Lee even said when I told him when he was here, I kind of cut back a little bit and all that. And he just went, why? And I didn't go into depth, but like you said, I have a lot of time to smoke coming up, pretty much all day, every day for the next year and a half is good smoking time. So yeah, we're going to go with that. Something
to think about. I don't want to say out loud, but something to think about for the duration of the show.
Yeah. Roger that.
Yeah. I was relatively prepared. I did the homework yesterday and so forth, but
I had somebody that I thought of last night, so I'll have it here in a minute.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of legacy stuff that I've had and have good experiences with, but it just at the end of the day, it comes down to if there's an event, maybe I'll buy something, especially if there's an opportunity to maybe get some swag out of it or something like that. But for the most part, I have a tendency to sway in a different direction. And it's not because the cigars aren't good. There are some stuff that it's like, okay, you're living off your name.
Mm.
And Monte Cristo is not one of them, but I don't feel uncomfortable saying it. I think Cohiba is.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
I've had a lot of Cohibas that were
overpriced,
so average.
Yeah.
And just not exciting in any way.
Yeah. I used to buy
and their prices are stupid just because I think they survive a lot off of golfers.
Well, people think Cohiba,
you know what I mean?
They immediately think Cuban. So that's what
they think that's the best one.
And I mean, when I first got into cigars, I walked into a shop and I was like, Cohiba. Okay, I know the name. I'll start with that because when you don't know anything, you just go with what you've heard. So you've heard Monte Cristo, you've heard Cohiba,
right?
So I walk in, I grabbed a couple of Monte Cristos. I grabbed a bunch of Macanudos because they had the Inspirato series. It was like they had a variety pack. I'm like, okay, I got those.
I like the vintage 1997 with they got my attention with the solid metal band.
Okay,
it's actually a decent stick.
I have not had that one. But so far, I have not found a Macanudo that I would buy at retail price ever again.
I don't know what the retail is anymore.
Right.
I'd get one occasionally, but it was more like Blanton's, right? You're like, this is okay. It's not worth the price, but like I'll buy it for the bottle and for the little horsey on top, which is ironic because I think I have some of the Blanton's horses, the corks inside of the Macanudo rings in the cabinet in there. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah,
I moved them actually out of the way when I was looking for stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I
blended my analogies together.
So that one from Macanudo I haven't had. My only issue with Macanudo really is they're not full enough. Like they're just airy and they're light. And if you're trying to get somebody to break
the
in,
Hyde Park or the cafe or whatever the other one is, they're like smoking nothing.
Yeah, and I mean they serve a purpose.
They draw great.
There's people that like smoking them.
You can't even tell you're smoking.
But I can't do it. And then even the Inspirado series, which like I would smoke. I think it was the green. I think is the one I liked. I would smoke like a couple of those here and there. And then as I got into more and more cigars,
it's not a bad stepping stone,
right?
And because you're like, this is not going to overpower you. If I'm super scared that you are going to be overwhelmed by it, like, and you really want to take baby steps, and you like, for example, maybe I'm not trying to lean toward one gender here, but perhaps you have a wife that puts up with your smoking, but doesn't really, dig the idea of that aroma and the overwhelmingness of it. And but maybe she wanted to smoke one just to smoke one with you once.
My wife
would be a good way to go.
My wife took her first ever hit of a cigar last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Patina Habano.
And she's not an anything smoker, right?
She smokes cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. Same boat as mine.
And but
my biggest problem with my wife is that when you're a cigarette smoker, it's near impossible not to inhale.
Yeah.
I struggled with that because I quit smoking cigarettes right before I started smoking cigars. And that was a little bit of a struggle. Not only that, but two, there was like what am I getting out of this?
Right.
Because you're so used to getting that instant gratification out of a cigarette hit. That's just boom, and it hits you. And you smoke a cigar and you're like, man, where's the rush?
I mean, you've seen it. So, I hit my vape to get nicotine. Like this does not do it.
I mean, it'd give you some. If I told you that I didn't have, a tendency to want that as soon as I woke up in the morning, I'd be lying to you. That's why I like cooking breakfast on the Blackstone, is because I get that backdoor excuse to go grab a Monster and light up a cigar, because whenever, I'm coming in handing you a handmade breakfast in the morning, it's like, you get a free pass on that other shit.
My wife almost picked me up a Blackstone the other day. She found it was $125, and it was the one with like the warming drawers and the side burner. So it had like a pot, like a side burner on the side.
Jesus Christ. Didn't get it. They're not warming drawers.
They're not?
No.
I never looked into it.
Well, if it has multiple drawers, one of them might be a warming drawer. The other one's an air fryer.
Oh, dude.
And yeah.
Okay, don't make this worse. But I didn't respond.
Is it not available anymore?
I didn't respond to her text in time.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh.
Just next time, any Blackstone, get it. And if you need to upgrade, do it. Do you realize how many Blackstones I have in my vicinity?
Oh, really?
I have. So my wife, probably her favorite gift that she ever got me a couple years ago for Christmas, got me a Blackstone. And I cook in the cold. I built that roof on the back of the deck so I could cook on the Blackstone in inclement weather.
Do it more often, yeah.
Yeah. And this, I've shoveled snow off of the deck to get to the Blackstone. You can ask her.
That's awesome. No,
I've done it.
No doubt.
Yeah, I've done it. And
you get like, if you guys haven't seen it, but like you can tell it is well loved and well seasoned. Like,
oh, ladies, I can tell you right now,
ladies,
if you're ever considered getting your husband or your boyfriend a Blackstone, do it. They will cook so much more than they used to. Because the thing that I think for a guy that maybe enjoys like grilling, it's like, I'll cook if I could grill. The reason is because, first of all, you could do it outside. Maybe you could smoke a cigar while you're doing it.
Have a drink, chill.
And cleanup is minimal.
So easy.
Right?
Yep.
So when you translate that to a Blackstone, now you can cook anything that you can't cook in a pot, essentially. Like, you're not going to cook pasta on there, or like Right, you still have to cook your rice before you put it on the black stone.
Right.
Other than that, though, you could cook pretty much anything. You can cook breakfast. You could put sandwiches on there.
Yeah.
You could cook anything on that surface that you could cook in a skillet. So the amount of things that you can then cook outside, and then when you're done, you scrape it, you wipe it,
And
you oil it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's so minimal on the upkeep. And because of that, I use mine all the time. So when we're talking about how many I have, so Shannon got me that one for Christmas. I started using it all the time. Then I seen a guy at work had a little one that he brought out on his tailgate. And I was like, yeah. So then I acquired one through, I think it was that guy ended up not coming back to work after since he lived in Oklahoma or Texas. And he was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. I left it up there. Take it. And I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So then I started cooking breakfast for my crew, 3 guys on the job site, because it was like everybody only had to kick in a couple of bucks because breakfast is cheap.
Yeah, $10 a
Right?
week and you eat like a king every breakfast.
Well, so then all of a sudden the drilling rig guys would come over and everybody would buy lunch one day a week. There's 4 services or whatever, so we get 4 lunches a week if they remember to buy. So if you don't bring lunch with you, it's almost a guarantee they're not going to buy that day. And then if you do bring food, guarantee somebody's going to buy food.
Right.
So, but cooking for like 3 people, you buy a dozen eggs, a pack of bacon, we'd have a little bit left over.
Yeah.
I'd give the closer guys leftovers. Like, here, man, hey, you want breakfast? We got too much. So eventually one of these guys is like, hey, man, what if I just bought groceries? Like, instead of buying lunch, what if I went to the grocery store and bought a bunch of breakfast stuff? Would you cook for everybody? And I said, sure. Yeah, why not? So then it very quickly became, instead of getting lunch 3 or 4 days a week, everybody would take their turn going to the grocery store and buy 2 days worth or 3 days worth of breakfast for what you would pay for 1 day of lunch. And we ate gigantic breakfast every day. I was going through 3 dozen eggs, 5 pounds of bacon, 6 or 7 pounds of sausage, 3 liters of pancake batter, 2 loaves of bread every single day, and feeding everybody. And there'd be leftovers, and people would come pick at it all day long. All day. Sometimes you'd have a pancake left over. Sometimes you'd have eggs left over. Never did you ever see bacon or sausage at the end of the day. That would be.
Oh yeah, that's always first thing
for sure. So I'm like, this is awesome. So then I started taking it up to camp with me. Every time we go to camp, I wake up early in the morning. My wife's never had an easier time waking me up in the morning going, hey, will you cook breakfast? I jump up.
Let's go.
So then I cook it up there. And so like a month or 2 ago, I went up there and I had thought I'd seen Blackstones on clearance at Walmart.
Nice.
Turns out they just had them in an area with the big price tag that didn't match, but I thought they were like $84
Oh shit.
for the same one I have now, which is like $280. And I went back. The deal was not there because Uncle Artie was like, if that's that price, I'll reimburse you. Buy it. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I went. They didn't have it. So I started looking on Facebook Marketplace. I found one that needed a little TLC.
Yeah, I saw that one here.
But it came with a cover and a hood, which I didn't have a hood on mine.
Yeah.
It was $100. I'm like, hell yeah. So he said, do it. So I brought it home, cleaned it up, took it up to camp. So it's ironic because here I've got a Nex grill 6-burner plus the searing burner grill. Well, we bought that same grill for them as the housewarming present whenever they got camp, right? So then I bought the Blackstone to use up there, so I didn't have to drag my little one up every single time, find a place to cook on it. And then the only thing it was missing is I have a master built electric smoker. Well, Uncle Artie, for work, drives a truck to pick up dumpsters. We've talked about this because I told you, maybe using them at the shop. A couple weeks ago, there's a master built electric smoker in a dumpster. He pulls it out, cleans it up, plugs it in, works perfect. So we cleaned it up real good. So now I've got literally the exact same appliance setup at camp that I do here. Same outdoor kitchen in both places.
Dude, that's when I was in the oil field. We had a Cajun dude that had a turkey fryer that he would do boils in. We had another guy that would do deep fryer. No, that was the mud engineer did the deep fryer. One of the guys from the rig crew ran just a regular grill and I ran the smoker. So everybody would just pile groceries in.
Yeah.
Well, it worked out well because I started always buying the groceries because I got reimbursed for my grocery bills.
Yeah.
So I'd go buy all the groceries. Everybody would be like, yeah, here's $5.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm sitting on 75 extra bucks. And just thank you very much. And, cover all everybody's lunches for the week. And then we would do like Cajun night. He would do crawfish boils or, seafood boils and just 3 days a week. I never ate so much food in my life. We ate, oh my God. And it was every meal somebody was cooking.
Yeah.
Like the mud engineer's only got to be out there occasionally. The rig guy, he's got 12 on, 12 off. I got 12 on, 12 off. We just tried to make sure we never lined up on the same shift. And then somebody was always cooking.
Yeah. I thought real hard when I was getting ready to get out of the oil field and I was applying to where I am now. There was a time where I was going like, if this doesn't work out, maybe I'll try to get one of these COVID loans and just buy a food truck. Instead of working out here, I'll just drive from job site to job site and park at lease entrance and do breakfast here, then breakfast there, then breakfast there, and then backtrack and come back for lunch and like just cook people food. But it was like more work than
there's a lot involved in doing that.
When you're cooking for that many people, I literally spent 3 to 4 hours every day setting up the Blackstone, getting everything ready, getting the groceries out, getting everything set up and fired up. And then I do it in batches because the problem is when you're cooking for that many people, and I'm cooking on the real little portable Blackstone. Yeah. So like I could do a pound of bacon at a time. So then if I did all the bacon, by the time I started the eggs, the bacon's cold.
Cold.
So what I would do is I would do rounds. I would do bacon, and then I'd add sausage on. And then when those two were off, then I would do eggs. Then they were off. I'd clean everything, do pancakes, and then I'd start over.
Yep.
And I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. By the time I was done, put everything away, ate my food, all that stuff. It was like, you're talking about going from 6 o'clock in the morning. I get to the job site. It's 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
You
by
haven't
the
done
time
your job
I'm putting everything away. Well, I mean, I was the supervisor.
Oh, okay.
So like I have stuff to do. I have numbers to get or whatever, but my guys are being fed by me too.
So they're cool with it.
So, they'll take the numbers down for me or whatever and just turn everything over to me whenever I get everything packed up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, nobody ever complained.
Yeah.
Except for the days when they're going like, "You gonna start cooking breakfast yet?" And I'm like, I can't cook until the sun's up. I can't see.
It's like pouring down rain. It's like, get him a pop tent.
We had a trailer.
Okay.
And I actually I had gotten my company to reimburse me for a propane adapter to go from the 1 pound bottles to the full size bottles.
Yeah.
And then we had flare stacks. And I got them to bring one of the extra 100-pound tanks out and install it in the trailer so I wouldn't have to go through these 1 pound bottles every day. So I had a 100-pound propane bottle for this tiny ass Blackstone grill.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to the Blackstone Junkies.
Yeah. No. Whatever. They know. They're aware.
If you've got the portable one, make anywhere your home for quality food.
Quality food. Now, we talked about it more after the fact because I was upset that I missed the deal. And she's like, you really want one that bad? I'm like, no. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going away for a year and a half. Like, let's think about it as though I'm deploying again. Like, I'm not here.
But I've talked about this. Like, set it up there. Cook for your events. You know what I mean? Like, stick it in the back room.
That gets into weird legalities I'm not playing with.
Well, like, you don't have to charge people for it or anything
like that. It still, like, gets into, especially because of my location and all that, I'm not trying to play that game. Somebody else can take it.
What about if you're just doing it for yourself?
I can do it for myself.
Like you could keep yourself some stuff in the refrigerator and then like you could cook anything you want for yourself out there.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to, just borrow the little one. Because unless I'm going camping, I don't need it. Because if I'm going to camp,
I've got a big one. And if you're home, you got one.
Yeah. Well, they're both mediums, but yeah.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine hooked me up and got a Weber like bullet style kettle. And then he's got a Weber Genesis 4-burner, and he told me I can have them. I just have to go get them.
Oh yeah.
So I might recruit you for this because my truck's out of service now.
I'm available.
Just like make a day, just grab the grills.
Where's this at?
Dormont.
Oh yeah, I go.
Yeah, he's not far.
Shit, I go. It could be a work day. Doesn't matter.
No big.
I mean, ask Dave. He's got a couch in the under the deck now for that same reason. Yeah, don't buy a truck.
I told him just to ask you.
I was like, you asked. He asked you, and then you volunteered me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was waiting
Fun
to see
how
if
that
that
works.
turned into anything.
Oh yeah. Well, at this point, I'd say 40 minutes into the show
We can
about
talk about-
grilling.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the cigars.
We did talk about the cigar.
I'm actually going to skip the background, and we'll save that for in between.
All right.
But I'm going to go straight to the sponsored segment. Why not? It's the blue one. It's time for the cigar news, brought to you by Tom's Penworks. As a cigar smoker, you appreciate luxury. And as a premium cigar smoker, you appreciate handmade craftsmanship. And as a customer of Tom's Penworks, you'll appreciate the selection of custom-made, limited production items that you can show off to your friends. From handmade pens, pencils, bottle openers, cigar cases, and now custom rings, Tom will create something special for you or your loved one. Find him on the web at etsy.com/shop/Tom's Penworks. And as always, you can find the link in the description for this episode. Dang right. You want one of these fancy ass pens that we be using all the time?
Like it is to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like it?
Get that shit from
pull it up,
Tom's
'cause
Penworks.
If somebody hasn't seen us show them before, we'll show them again.
Well, I was waiting for you to point or get it in the right view, and then I'd put it all up
Look
there.
at it. It's beautiful.
And
It's
look how
fancy.
big it is. I mean, it's almost the size of my whole body.
Oh my God. They don't even realize I got
It's so
big hands.
glossy.
It is shiny. Oh,
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah, you got your clip on the
Yeah,
wrong side.
The clip's not pretty right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
They're not really meant to be put in the jeans pocket, but they
No.
will tolerate
Yeah.
it, as
They-
I found out.
They're
'Cause
made for a shirt pocket. For
I
sure.
actually carry mine every single day
Yeah.
at work. This is the pen that I use at work
yeah,
all
you
day,
did
and
tell
then
me
bring it home. So like,
Do you want to trade? So
I
you have
am-
an Aladino one?
I don't
mean,
know. I think there's more than we'll see.
Okay, I was like, you can have because this is your thing. Like,
I
this
had
is your
one and I
cigar.
destroyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could switch, but I need to switch inks.
Oh, really?
I bought aftermarket ink for mine.
Did you?
I've got gel inserts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah. First on the list, Crown Heads has announced its first limited edition release out of Nicaraguan American Cigars SA. The Azul I don't know. Oro. There it is. Something got cut off in translation.
Yeah,
I'm like, the
that
Azul
didn't
I
make
Azul I?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Azul E Oro is described as a medium plus bodied blend consisting of Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, a binder from the Jalapa region of Nicaragua, and a filler consisting of Nicaraguan tobaccos from 3 regions and the Dominican Republic. The cigar comes in one size, a 6x50 Parejo, a total of 2,500 12-count boxes, or 30,000 cigars for our math aficionados in the audience, have been produced. Second on the list, Vega Fina announces the Nicaraguan Reserve Maestros. The Vega Fina Nicaraguan Reserva consists of 100% Nicaraguan tobaccos. This is from the first time that a Reserva has been offered under the Vega Fina line. Reserva cigars typically have extra aged tobaccos. In this case, the Vega Fina Nicaraguan Reserva consists of tobaccos that have been aged for at least 3 years. I don't feel like saying the name again. I don't know why it's in here so many times.
Yeah.
The cigar is offered in one size known as the Maestros, measuring at 48 by 152 in millimeters. I don't know why we can't have lines. It's metric, guys. So if you got a standard mouth, this is not going to fit.
This is America. You need to get the right measurements on it.
You don't want to cross thread it. The cigar is finished with a pigtail and presented in 12-count boxes. A total of 8,000 numbered boxes have been produced.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Romeo y Julieta announces the Envy. This December, Altadas USA will release a limited edition cigar under the Romeo y Julieta brand known as Romeo y Julieta Envy. Again, the name is in here an awful lot, and I'm not going to say it. As a Nicaraguan Puro, you guys come in with and we'll say the name. We don't do it for free.
Very free.
First taste is free. It comes in one size of 55 by 6. All this backward ass shit bothering me. Toro, known as the Amulet. The cigar is being presented in 11-count boxes, and according to a story by Cigar Aficionado, production will be limited to 10,000 boxes.
All right. That's a lot of cigars.
Yeah, well, you know.
I think I got an email saying this is coming.
This is coming.
Oh, yeah.
To a theater near you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Presented in 11-count boxes. this summer. Don't miss. Suspense. Yeah. I ain't saying it again. Pay up, Altadas.
Hey up, get some. No, I don't know why. Something you read made me think about it. I had the La Barba Dominican Puro the other day. Dude, it was phenomenal. It was fantastic.
I do like the occasional Dominican. However, I will say it is definitely at the bottom of the list on favorite countries. Like the blend has to be done right.
I would recommend trying this one.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
It might take them. It might take them out of the bottom. Let's put it that way. Like
I'm not anti-Dominican. It's just there are far fewer Dominican puros that I enjoy than Honduran or Nicaraguan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's just less of them in general.
I just think generally, well, their tobacco is generally a little milder. Obviously, Nicaraguan's got the bite, and I think Honduran for me has a sweetness to it that I really enjoy. But yeah, I mean, as far as in a blend, obviously.
Oh yeah, use it as an accent piece all the time.
But as there are a couple of puros that are really good. It's just for the most part, I'm generally not swayed in that direction.
No, it definitely wasn't full body. I think it's the red wrapper because like they don't really write anything on them, or the red band. It's just like which color band it is with the razor on it. But man, it was freaking. It knocked my socks off. It was really good. I was so surprised.
Warning: do not wear socks while smoking this cigar.
Yeah, if you do, just keep an eye on them.
I think we. I don't want to say we lost the kids with the grill talk. I just think the kids never came in because it's warm outside and they're playing.
Hey, good for them.
Seth Jones, if you're out there, can I get a hail yeah? Because I know there's a couple. But I don't know who is still here.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should be putting out a search party maybe for Chichingo and Patty. Because it's been a little quiet from that camp.
I think they had something.
Yeah, but come on, Patty. You can't be standing in the corner underneath the coat listening like you did at the Comic-Con. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was awesome. When they told me that, I was like, well, you should not have been watching us. They were so busy.
Yeah, I mean, where's Colby? They've watched us at the ocean. You had this spectacle of God's creation in front of your eyes, and you're watching these two ugly-ass faces.
And recording it. We got a Seth Jones hail, yeah.
Hail, yeah. Seth Jones, do me a favor. Drive down to Pittsburgh real quick and see where Chichingo and Patty are.
Yeah, just figure it out.
Somebody make sure they're okay. Check on the cats or dogs, pigs. Whatever they got. Does she not have a cat, or does she not allow another cat? She doesn't like the dogs.
I'm not sure
that she doesn't like that. The only leash dwelling critters in that household are named Chichingo. And wearing way more leather than you want to see.
Anywho, enough
little background.
Enough about GIMP masks.
Do you know Monte Cristo gets its name from the book?
Yes.
The book, The Count of Monte Cristo, published in 1845, was actually often read by the lectors at the cigar factory. So if you didn't know this, back in the old days before technology, and a little ways after that, because a lot of times the countries where cigars are rolled in are a little bit behind in the times, as it were. They would have lectors that would read books to the torcedores or the cigar rollers to amuse them. Yeah. Something to going on in the background, and that book was read quite frequently. So the novel by Alexandre Dumas was The Count of Monte Cristo and was popular, or kind of went off a script a little bit. So after Alonso Mendez bought the Particulares cigar brand in 1935, he immediately created a new brand after the classic novel. And that's where it was born. It became a classic in its own right, and the saga that followed might have been written by Dumas as the Tale of Two Monte Cristos. I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
It was supposed to be a funny little quip, and it's not that funny.
I didn't even think it was funny.
Honestly, as soon as you read it, I started going through my head like, all right, how could you read that it would actually be good? And it just doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Like is
there a Tale of Two Somethings?
Tale of Two Cities.
There you go. Maybe that was what I was shooting for. I don't know. Swish. Monte Cristo means Mountain of Christ.
That I did not know. It makes sense. Like I never actually paid attention to it.
I mean, this is way better than fucking grape juice and bread or crackers.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
this should be
this is my
communion.
kind of communion.
Yeah,
right
this should
here.
be
Fucking
communion.
hell.
I don't think you can say communion and fucking hell in the same like sentence like that. I think
I just did.
I think that's instant. Like you're going down. Like
No.
Yeah, it's possible. Every time.
Works every time.
Every time, kids.
so. My son, as much as I have tried to direct him away from hockey because I have no interest in it,
Ooh.
is obsessed with hockey right now.
Yeah, big city snipes.
So I come in the house the other day, and Jonesy is on my TV, standing in the middle of the rink,
Uh-oh.
and so's Emilio Estevez.
Oh.
I'm like,
Mighty Duckman, I swear to God, I was there. I was like,
And you were like,
Emilio! Emilio!
no, dude, you don't understand. I actually did that.
I know you did.
In the living room, and my wife looked at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
you're like, do you ever watch this show?
No. She logs
She pops
in
in occasionally.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
it's on
mine.
silent. Like
Yeah.
I'm here, but I it's just to make you feel good.
Yeah, just give you an extra number.
Yeah, but
Phoning it in.
but yeah,
Literally with her phone.
So he's. I didn't realize they made a show out of the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, yeah. Like 17 movies, straight to video,
But
TV
like-
show.
But like it's a new movie, and Jonesy
It won.
is like one of the coaches.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty amusing.
yeah. Jonesy or Riley, one of the two. Which one's the blonde one?
I don't know.
Right. That's the problem. They never actually talk about which one's which on the show. They're just like Jonesy.
I
Riley.
think Riley's the blonde one and Jones.
Okay, so Riley is the coach.
Yeah, maybe.
And then the chick from Gilmore Girls is in it, and
The
it's
mom?
yeah,
All right.
it's like an
Good
A-list
looking woman.
cat. Mm,
She or
yes,
it was in
yeah.
my day. I haven't seen her in
No.
20 years.
That's why I was like, yes,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, no. I'm like, I kind of wish you weren't in this movie because I don't think I would ever see you again, and I would have one picture, and now I have a different one.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, you ruined it,
Yeah, why can't you be like Marissa Tomei and just get better?
dude. Okay, moving on.
Really? You want to skip right over that?
Dude,
We could talk about Jeff Goldblum till the cows come home, but no Marissa Tomei.
I am far too in love with Marissa Tomei.
Oh, yeah.
to
Get
actually
some of
talk
that
about
Aunt May?
Yeah. Oh, yes, please. Anywho, but yeah, so he is all about he wants to play hockey now, and like,
You know, you
So
can't
he-
get pracky.
well, he got on skates when he was 2,
Yo, how old is he?
5.
5. You got time, bro.
Yeah,
You gonna
well,
do it? You know
we-
where I'm going?
Yeah, the little penguins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids both did it.
Did you?
Kieran and Aaron.
Nice.
Aaron did it a couple of years.
We live. We're like 4 minutes from the Ross River Ice Garden.
Dude,
We're right there.
you cost you like $100. That's the ice time you're paying for, maybe.
Yeah.
All the equipment is free, and not only that, but you can keep it, right? So
Oh, wow.
like, and it's little tiny hockey equipment. Like I gave most of it away over the years, but like for a long time, I had this stuffed Penguins bear that I won at Kennywood that had a Penguins jersey on, and so like I put the kids' helmet and gloves and
Oh,
stuff on the
nice.
teddy bear. It was adorable.
Yeah.
It was awesome. They give you all the gear in a cardboard box that has the emblem on the side, the little Penguins emblem.
Yeah.
It's still in the other room in the basement because I cut the circle out and posted it on the wall with a bunch of the other Penguin stuff in there.
I don't like hockey. I don't like watching hockey. I like
So you like watching gymnastics?
no. Right.
You're gonna like it because the kid likes it.
The problem is he's really good at the gymnastics. I don't want to direct him to something that I'm more entertained with, but I don't know. I haven't figured that part out, but
Well,
we're gonna sign him up. I mean,
yeah,
that's
dude.
yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be entertaining to watch.
No, God.
There's a bunch of kids falling. My son wanted to do hockey. Like it was like, we'll put you in a sport. And he's like, hockey, and I'm like, no, you don't get it. We can't afford that sport.
Yeah, hockey's
like
a rough one.
charity paid for that for a few years. We're past that. You're too old. And we even did pay for like 1 or 2 camps for him to go to.
Yeah.
But it was like then he was growing out of all the free gear. It's like, nah, dude, you don't like. We'd love to put you through this, but it's so much money. And
Yeah, you got to show like
if he would have showed
certain
like
aptitude.
a lick of
I can't
ability
see him
for
being
the sport.
aggressive.
but it's not about that. It was just about his ability to remain on his feet would have been good.
Oh, okay.
He's like, no, I really want to play hockey. I want to play hockey. I'm like, you spent way more time laying on the ice than you did skating on it, kid.
Not great.
Like, I love you, buddy. If you'd have showed like some talent for it, I'd have had to figure it out because it'd been like, okay, yeah, like
this could be a thing for you, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot. Half the time, he was either laying on the ice or his face was up against the glass. Like, kid couldn't stop.
Just wasn't working out, huh?
I mean, and like, it requires time. It's hard to do. I couldn't do it. But it's like, yeah, man, like, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I love that because I love hockey. I really do.
Like, why can't my kids pick like
So
one
you don't
thing
love hockey. You don't like hockey.
No. Why don't watch any sports?
Yeah.
Like, I like playing sports.
Do you understand hockey? It usually seems the barrier for entry.
I really
for
don't.
people,
Like,
because people assume it's complicated.
Like,
and
I
it's really
understand.
not.
I understand. Puck goes in net. I mean, I'm talking the dumbest version of it, but puck goes in net. Team gets goal. I understand what icing is and some of like the basics.
That's
the basics
like
of
a leg up on most people.
like
I think that's what most people get turned away by is the lines on the ice. And
No,
shit.
like
I don't know
the
what
lines
that's
make
for.
sense to me.
Yeah, offsides and all that stuff.
Some of the face-offs, like why they put them there when everything happened over here, like that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, icing
Right.
is the reason for that most of the time. It like depends on.
But sometimes
who is
like
the
it's
reason.
on this side, sometimes it's over, and I don't understand the reason for that. But like,
because it depends on which side of the ice the infraction happened.
and that's like, but I've watched.
I don't
ones
even know
where,
if
like,
I understand that. But
Yeah.
who needs to?
But there's a lot of like dumb little minutiae like that I'm like, I don't understand what's happening right now. I will say those guys are fucking athletic as hell, though. The amount of just physicality on that ice is crazy.
There's a reason they can only be on for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. Like that's the average shift length is like 30 seconds.
Yeah, they run as hard as they can for 30 seconds,
and then they go,
and they've got a minute and a half to cool down to go do it again while the rest of the guys are doing their turn.
Just constant cycles.
Insanity.
Yeah.
And then you got a guy that's on fire. So you leave him in for 45 seconds, and he gets fucking cremated halfway through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't like this. Like this seems terrible. And then at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's cool, but I don't understand. Just all around, I don't understand watching sports.
Yeah, when you get the shop open, it'll be like my only place to watch hockey games.
Well, and that's
so I'll take a stab. I'm not going to try to force you into it, but we'll watch a couple of games and see if we can get you on the bandwagon.
I've had a couple people over the years tell me like, just go to a game. Go to one game and you'll be in love. And I'm like, really?
Here's the thing. Being at the game is 100% different. For a guy that like had watched hockey a lot anyway, I don't know that I can understand why it is that way.
Didn't you have like an uncle or something that worked there, like at Civic Arena?
No, so that was not a relative I ever met. My dad's grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Like the estranged grandfather. Like divorce was, a big deal back in those days, but like they were divorced. This was the grandfather he didn't see very much. But when he became a teenager, 1967, Pittsburgh gets the Penguins, and his grandfather was the superintendent for the Civic Arena. And so I actually have his jacket from the original year hanging.
I caught like part of that story before, but I don't think I ever heard the whole thing.
No, so no, I didn't like go to a ton of games or anything as a kid, and it's expensive. But like oil field, you get a lot of guys up here from Texas and Oklahoma. And they don't understand. They don't get hockey.
Right.
The lines are confusing. This is all crazy. I don't get it. And like I'll be talking to people about why hockey's better, and some of these guys will step in and be like, I still don't understand it, and I probably wouldn't watch it on TV, but it is the most intense live thing I've ever gone to. Like it is incredible to go. If you ever get a chance to go to a hockey game, go. It is crazy.
Well, so the one sport I can watch, but I can't sit and the only thing I do is watch. Honestly, there's nothing on a screen that I can just sit and watch and do nothing else. I'm just not wired for that.
Fair.
Like we'll go to the movie theater and 15 minutes in, my leg's shaking and I'm sitting there like this, like, is it done yet? Like it's not me.
Yeah.
So it makes it tough, but like cycling is actually far more intense once you learn about what's going on.
Okay.
Than what you see. Because I used to think it was the most ridiculous thing to actually broadcast. But once you watch it and like somebody dictates kind of what's happening, dude, Those guys are psychos.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're going 55 miles an hour on that bicycle on cobblestone in France
Yeah.
with 200 people like around you, and you're gonna
Zero room.
make a move.
All right.
How are you making a move? Like your handlebars are touching. You're not going anywhere. And then this guy just like pulls out, and you're like, Jesus Christ. So
That's what she said.
yeah, no, I'm for it. That was a really good one, actually.
I'm just really glad that I saw it coming in time that I could. Well, yeah, there's another one.
Yeah, no.
But I got ahead of it so that there wasn't too big of a delay.
No, that
I
was
like,
spot
I
on,
know
bro.
what's coming here. I'm going. I'm going for it, man. I'm going. No, here's the thing. At this point in my life, I can't really judge anybody for getting too into anything because I got a fucking cigar podcast.
Yeah,
Can you ever imagine, like, the first time you saw somebody smoking a cigar, if you'd have been like, someday you're going to love this so much that you're going to go talk about it for 2 hours a week to people?
Bro, I'm going to one up you on this one. My grandmother's face when I said I was spending every penny that we had to open a cigar shop. Like, she's like, and actually it was my wife's grandmother that said this to me. She goes, wait, people still smoke those? Like she was absolutely just bewildered by the fact, like, wait, that's still a thing?
But at least you were coming from a place of, I think I can make this a viable business. I might not be able to. And with most people, there's a good chance you couldn't. I think I'm capable, and I think this is going to be a business that I will be able to support my family on at some point. But for me, I'm just coming from a position of, hey, I got a cool idea. Let's spend even more money on something that I already spend a lot of money on just to literally light on fire. Literally, we are lighting money on fire for a hobby. And then let's just go all in and talk about it into a microphone every week and hope that somebody might have interest and like listen to it and think it's cool. And not only that, but know with 100% certainty that there is zero way that you could ever turn it into a profitable enterprise.
Dude, so I was on the phone with Mo from Patina.
Okay.
Getting him set up. Because he was like, he had lots of questions. And he's like, so like, what's the deal? And I just texted him back and I'm like, call me. Like, I'm not even going to try and do this via text.
I do that with every conversation.
And I'm like,
I hate text.
I'm talking to him and he's like, so what do you guys like talk about? I'm like, nothing.
You never know. Blackstones.
And then he's waiting, and I'm like,
we are the really, Seinfeld of.
Yeah.
We are the Seinfeld of.
Yeah. What are we gonna make a show about? Nothing. I did get that episode. I got that one.
All right.
I had
wait. Let me get you.
I understood that reference.
There you go.
I had to walk away from it for a little bit because, like, I binged like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that's
enough.
That's enough of that comedy for right now.
Will you still master your domain? Not there yet.
No, not there yet.
Damn. One of these days.
Yeah. I'll get through it, but like, but I always do this. Like, I burn out on shows. Like, but yeah. So, and I'm trying to
gentle prod,
reading them through. Like, look, we're not gonna talk about your cigar much. Hey, that was pretty much his reaction.
That was my pitch. He's like, so, all right, let's come on. We want you to come on and talk. Okay, what are we going to talk about? Not your product.
What's I told him? I was like, look, I'll be straight up with you. Like, we're not going to ask you questions. Like, we're going to, and if we do,
we will.
Yeah, but it's not going
to be the shit everybody else
your
asks
standard stuff. And like,
it's going to be like, G-string or bikini cut.
Right. And I told him, I'm like, if you have a spiel that like it's part of your marketing, you want to get out, like,
yeah,
you have to just say that.
You have the floor.
We're not going to ask you for it.
You got the floor.
At any point, if you're talking, we'll stop.
They all talk about what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
They get their
but
bullet points in.
I've learned that like we should probably warn them.
It's more fun to see it.
And I gave them an out too. I was like, listen, man, this weekend, just listen to one episode where we have a guest and make sure this is something you really want to do. And he's like,
not Cigars for Warriors.
I may have led him to a different one already.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I was like, pick one with a guest. And
we've talked about having a filtering process for no AirPods, please.
So, dude, he was actually kind of nervous about that. So I told him, I said, look, we really only have one rule and it's no AirPods. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't care if you come into the show and you have AirPods on. Like, that's cool. but when we do the sound check at the beginning, if they sound like crap, you better have something ready to back it up. And he's like, okay, cool. I'm good with that. Cause like I told him no AirPods and he's like, well, I don't have AirPods. I have the Sennheiser. I was like, dude, it's the same thing. We're not looking for like
the audio quality is going to be there.
And like, I'm absolutely willing to try. Like, dude, if yours sound better, because I mean, who knows? Like, Storm might have been up against a block wall talking, and it just the acoustics were bad. But
something was garbage. We did a couple of tests, and the tests were okay. And I had you on speakerphone, and those tests were okay.
Yeah, the AirPods were bad. I mean, I think we even did one test where I was just using the laptop mic.
Maybe we could like get a Logitech sponsorship.
And just send it out.
Just send them
like,
the Logitech
here
headset.
Is your hardware
like the
package.
cheapest one.
Yeah, but send it back when you're done and just be like, here.
No, like make it cheap enough that you can keep it.
There you go.
Like the $20 set of Logitech, just wired.
The one ear with like the really crappy headband.
Yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Like just like a $20, $30 pair, and it's like, here, you keep it. Make sure that you don't AirPod Logitech.
Yeah. No AirPods on the junkies. Yeah. Damn it. But no, I mean,
pods on the podcast.
I'm willing for somebody else to come in with AirPods and we'll try it again.
Yeah,
but like
something was.
But we got to try. Yeah, that did not work out well. But yeah,
as crap as this show is, at least it's clear.
Yeah, the audio.
You may be like the content's fucking terrible, but the sound quality is great.
Yeah, you can fully hear like that we're not talking about anything at all. Every time that we're not talking about
we are the audio equivalent of watching someone take a dump in 4K.
Oh,
like you don't really want to see this, but the quality's going to be there.
But yeah, it'll be there.
Like, wow.
So
look at that corn.
What were your thoughts on Paul eating the chip on the last episode?
It was great, and it was kind of disappointing.
It was terrible because he didn't
demasculating.
I was like, you bastard.
Like, I mean, I could see it. He looked.
He had that
for the whole time though, like I did the first 30 seconds.
Yeah,
like the first 30 seconds, I was like, I got my cool. I know this is going to be a tough ride, but like I'm going to face it like a man. And there's a little bit of sweat and there's a little bit of intensity, but I'm cool, damn it. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, we can't finish this. We're just going to go. No outro. And to be fair, he didn't have to talk.
No,
he did not have to talk.
Which, I mean, we tried to get him to talk.
And he had Patty there to make him feel better.
Soothe him. Yes. No, it was like, I'm watching him eat the thing and he's chilling. And you could see in his face, like, there was mental fortitude involved.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He was not easily cruising through this. Like, he was working on it. But
although
still, way
it's tougher. Also possible that there's no facial expressions left in that guy because I didn't see him smile or frown or anything like that. He might have just been loose face, might have been on his second stroke. Left side was done, right side's done. You know what I mean? Like there might be nothing. He talked pretty good.
You know who Heidi Klum is, right?
I do.
Did you see her Halloween costume for this year?
I remember seeing a headline, but I did not see it. Dude, it was like something nasty, right? Creepy. Like she does scary shit.
So anybody who's listening, Google that. You Google it.
All two of you.
I'm going to talk about something else.
I think it's just Seth Jones. I think he's on the left. Yeah,
that's all right. Mr. Jones loves us.
Who else do you need?
Yeah, I mean, I read all the important parts are covered.
That's the way I need it. Make you want
it. So yeah, go ahead and Google that real quick. And I put a counter on my website to see like how many hits it actually got. Because I got like a unique opportunity. The QR code only goes to a website that's not used for anything else. It's only going to be for that table at the tables at that restaurant.
Is that bacon?
No, just keep scrolling pictures. It's awesome. And so I got 2,400 hits on the website the first week. That's people like clicking on it on the freaking table. My mind was blown. I couldn't believe that many people clicked on our QR code. Jesus Christ. Hadouken!
Did I tell you about that little guy?
No.
The fuck, bro? She's just a worm.
She's a worm.
She's a fucking worm.
But like, one of the best looking women who's ever lived.
What must have to do with anything?
Oh, whatever.
You know why Heidi Klum gets the most points, in my opinion? Because she's so good looking, and then she was like, Seal. That's the one.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm really good looking. Who's got the most busted face?
That I wasn't going to go that far. Like, I think the one side's pretty good, I think.
I thought the whole thing was just like Busta McCabe.
I don't know. I might be confusing him with a Batman.
I don't know what happens when you get kissed by a rose on a grave, but
you turn into an earthworm. Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had a thing.
Yeah, I was amazed by
lost
it. Yeah, so I got like 2,500 hits on the 2,400 hits on the website in the first week. I couldn't freaking believe it. And unfortunately, all the website is the logo and says a soon to be fine establishment coming soon.
There was no content.
There's like nothing on it yet. So we did a video this week to put up on there. So at least there's something other than that. It's basically just a, hey, thanks for checking out Just the Tip. Here's the status, and we'll update those with the rest of the videos now. One more place to put all that jazz.
All right,
so this is probably one of the only cigars I've ever smoked that got lighter as I smoked it. I feel like the flavor has incredibly decreased.
It's possible. I mean, tips out, I guess. I don't know what you're going for there.
Lighter?
Ooh. Well, maybe that's your problem. Well, there's your problem.
Before that, I get no smoke production. Well, it ain't fucking lit there, Scooter.
Let's get this guy a fucking pupper.
I'm gonna start bringing my my koozie every week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave that one on.
It just says
there's nothing to be gained.
It just says let's get this guy fucking puppers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love my koozie.
It was just that was the term, and yeah. I got nothing. I've been a little light on the buttons this week.
No, that's
but
fine.
They haven't been forced.
Cool with it.
They haven't been forced though.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you may or may not have pushed that a bit further.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm out of when I feel like I've got no control over what's happening, I lean into the buttons.
Yeah.
Like when you and fucking Bill are just boring the fuck out of me, I'm like, I'm gonna push a thing.
You mean talking about actual substance, like actual content?
But that has no place on this show, and you know it. No, here's the thing: it's balance. It's balance, and a lot of times I'm the goof, and that's fair. But like there was a little bit of a off, but like you guys were. It's like watching a tennis match where it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth, and there's nothing crazy. There's no big dives. There's no like ooh moments. It's just you guys are going back and like. To be fair, it was good. It was fine. Like content, you know what I mean? You guys were talking about reasonable things that people might have found interesting, but I'm like, this just needs to be broken up every once in a while. You know what I mean? I'm like, just looking at
screw the conversation.
You guys are going back and forth. I'm like, where's the fun? I want to see somebody's face ground against the tennis court, and so.
Wasn't so much, huh?
What are you going to do? I pulled a Big Daddy and I just stuck my stick out in front of the rollerblade
and let it happen.
That's right. Sometimes you got it, man. Well, chaos.
I mean, I feel like we got chaos covered. Like we do enough chaos.
We do. Like I said, I mean, I just feel like once we move to that super serious tone, there's nothing left for me. Like I have no place there. Now but that's not entirely true. But when you guys are talking about like the challenges of business ownership and shit, and you guys are like really getting into specs and shit like that, if it was cigar heavy, then I feel like, okay, I could keep up. Like I think for a person that is outside of the industry and has as limited of an income as I do, I think I keep up, at least in the 90th percentile in terms of cigar knowledge and all of that stuff, and being able to keep up on the conversation and all that stuff. And but yeah, you guys were just in an area I know nothing about.
Just left you off in the
yeah. And I would try to steer a little bit of like, let's gear it back toward like relevant to what you're saying, but gear it this way, and then it would go back to the regulars and the drinks and the blah blah blah. And I'm like, I got nothing for this, guys. Yeah, you're just
lost. Save me.
Yeah, you guys are just pulling ahead of me, and I'm like, my legs are too short.
My
Wait for
too
me.
big.
Somebody carry me.
Oh, did you ever see that skit back in the day? My spoon's too big. It's from so it got
I'm always the little spoon. We've covered that.
An animator actually got paid by a company to like mock up a couple cartoons for them. And he just milked the shit out of it. And then he had like crappy stick figures and stuff like that. So the one is like a stick figure walks out with this ginormous spoon in its hand. It's trying to put it in like a regular sized bowl. And he goes, "My spoon's too big." Clink, clink. "My spoon's too big." Clink.
I feel like
he does it like 4 times.
I feel like it's Hank Hill doing the voice for the spoon.
It's pretty close.
The enunciation.
And then all of a sudden, a banana walks onto the screen and goes, "I am a banana." And that's kind of like, I feel like how you were there. You're just sitting there like watching it back and forth, and you're like, "I am a banana."
That I am.
Just enough to make us both look at you and go, "What the fuck?
Who wants to peel me?
Who wants some? Who wants some?"
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right with that analogy.
There was a reason I brought that up.
There might have been some maracas, though. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Yeah, that's definitely a regular occurrence in my house, that song coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it, though.
With a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't leave that one alone. Leave that one. Sit there.
I was saying, you were prepping for something, so I was kind of like waiting. And
sometimes I just put my finger out there. It's like, let's just go around, and if something relevant happens, I'm into proximity. You know what I mean? It's like,
have we done a Crowned Heads on this show?
I don't believe we have.
All right, so we'll have to do one of those soon.
Yeah.
I go back and forth. I like their cigars. You get a lot of quality for the price. But I haven't had a single one of them that like something about it like caught my attention. Like I can't.
There was a point for me that I think they did. The La Imperiosa, I was pretty big on for a while, and then it was just one of those things where it didn't do real well, and a lot of people were dumping it, and I was getting it real cheap. Okay. And I think the quantity kind of diluted what it was to me. Because it was like I smoked a bunch of them, and it's like, this isn't that fun anymore.
Well, that's it. I mean, the Series P from Tatuaje, it's not that expensive a cigar, and they're good for their price. But like, I wouldn't give you $7 for it. Like, it's not a $7 cigar, and I generally smoke above $7 cigars, so it's kind of a tough sale. But like, it has value because it's such a bargain. Yeah, so I get where you're coming from. Like, it's valuable because of its price. It serves it fits a bill. It serves a purpose. So I don't know. Nothing from Crowned Heads has disappointed me in any way, shape, or form, but nothing from Crowned Heads has been like they're the best at ...
Yeah, it's like missionary.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
You're like, this is okay. Just not that, like
there's some other like,
like show me a different view.
Yeah, you get everything you pay for from Crowned Heads. I've not had a bad one.
It's like like plain porn. You know what I mean? Like if it just came up, I'd watch it. Because it's porn.
It's there.
You can't not watch it, right? Like you're like, this is like. You ever notice? I'll scroll through the TikTok reels on Facebook, not real ones. Like every once in a while, it's not like I go to it on purpose. I scroll through Facebook and the reels will pop up and one will look interesting. And then you end up scrolling for a long time.
You get caught in clickbait. Yep.
Yeah, like 10 minutes or whatever. And every once in a while, there will be something where it looks like somebody's going to get naked.
But they don't.
Or it's shaky or whatever. Like it's a revealing thing or whatever. And it's like, oh, let's see where this is going to go. And it's like, this only flies because I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Because it's like all I have to do is click on Chrome and I have access to way more than this.
I want. I wasn't looking for this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like hearing a song on the radio versus playing it off of a playlist.
Right.
Right. Like for some reason, this is more interesting than it would have been. Like I'm more excited about this song because it played naturally than if I were to select it from a library.
I apologize. I thought of something I wanted to talk about, so I'm going to change subject on you.
Go. This was the subject?
Yep. Right. So we got the Beyond the Humidor guys.
Aye.
And I don't think they listen to us.
Yeah, I would say no. Well, occasionally they pop in on the lives, but they're not here.
Right.
Yeah, they don't listen to the podcast.
I didn't see the Mr. Perry come up, so I think we're good. I want to fuck with them when we have our next little herf.
Sounds enjoyable.
So what can we do? What can we set up ahead of time that we can just like really get after them? I'm just trying to put it in your head. Like,
what if we got a spoon costume and a banana costume? Stay with me.
I am. Who's going to be the bowl? Because neither of us has ever been too big before.
No, I have not.
Right.
I have not. No.
So
Yeah.
it's like, you see, my spoon's too big. No, but no, I
don't feel comfortable saying it, but I know exactly who the bull is.
just move on. Just move on.
You know, we good?
You didn't
We
even
on
have
the
to like
page?
mouth
Yeah.
on. Yeah, no,
You gave it a second.
I
You
was
did the
like,
math,
yep,
and you were
okay.
like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure that works." All right. Well, as long as we're on topics of changing the topics,
Yeah.
I've got a topic that I'd like to change to.
pitter patter.
Yeah. So I've never asked you for anything really,
No.
right?
Yeah.
So other than like a $6,000 humidor, I have asked for
You
that.
did actually.
But just because you never know, you might just be like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
in the
something.
giving
No,
mood.
order, like it might come up. You never know. Here's what I want. Can I name the loyalty program at your store?
I'm not promising anything. I know better than to agree to things blindly.
I just want a crossover. Can it be the Tip Junkies?
I don't know that that's gonna work.
What? Seth Jones, get him. He's hurting my feelings,
The
bro.
tip junkies.
I mean, it really just sounds like people that work really hard for tips is what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
In my mind, like if you just put those words together, the tip junkies are like, oh yeah, just put somebody who's like killing themselves for the tips. Now that time, that time was a little bit different. But your name is just the tip, bro. Like
it's tip in a hat. I don't understand why people make this into something it's not.
You built the innuendo into your brand.
What innuendo?
I
don't
can't
understand.
help it that you built it into your brand.
Listen, I have never publicly
Just for a
acknowledged
second,
I
just to
understand.
see how it feels.
Yeah, just how do you feel, ma'am? I don't get it. Like, why do people always tell me that there's
How
some
would you like to
relevance
be my big bull, ma'am?
Yeah, I mean, like, I can understand, like, okay, you cut just the tip off the cigar. Like, people take the reference the wrong way and they think about
I
cigars.
dare you to go home and get in bed with your wife and be like, hey, they're big bull.
I would honestly, like, my wife is aggressive enough, she would just hurt me. Like, she would just roll over and be like, you're an idiot.
I know.
And that'd be it.
I know. Mine too.
Oh,
I wouldn't do it.
My wife's in a group of women that they read books all the time.
like a herd.
But they
or a
read
murder.
these stupid werewolf and she's not here. God, I hope she's not here. They read these stupid vampire and werewolf books. And like just random,
Like Twilight?
kind of, yeah, but not as well written.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
They're cheap, they're free on Kindle kind of thing.
So
So,
it's not even like
they
it's not
read them,
even
they
like
discuss
Anne Rice
I love them
because she gets excited,
because
worked up.
anytime she's in a good chapter,
Yeah,
I have a good night.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
she's like, "Hey, Harry boy, is that why you stopped shaving?"
So no, I've shaved for so long I forgot that I didn't have to.
I trimmed up today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about some options, but I went with the old standby.
Well, then, so the one day she's reading and I just kind of like leaned and like read over her shoulder.
Yeah,
And it was the worst written shit I've ever read in my life. But it's, the alpha approaches her and says to her, my female. So now I fuck with her all the time. And I walk up and be like, my female. Huh? Because there's nothing you
if
can
you
say.
didn't add the stupid grunt in at
Right.
the end, you might have something.
No, oh, God, no.
If you walked up, and
No,
were
because she
like,
knows exactly what it is.
I appreciate you, my female. The way you cooked that dinner was so good.
No. I never do. I walk up and just like, whoosh,
Yeah.
hello, my female.
When
walk
I do
away.
it, I go spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah,
So we told some
because
friends.
apparently I'm fucking Jim Carrey in a green mask. I don't know.
Somebody stop it, Corey.
Yeah, she said that.
But no, like we had friends, we were laughing about it, talking to them about like the fact that this is just this dumb book. And she didn't even finish the book. Like that one, she even said like this is way worse than even her normal crappy mommy porn. But oh yeah, we call it their mommy porn, the mommy porn books.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, it's all that jazz.
Some shit with like, yeah,
It's
some,
Twilight. They're all just Twilight reborn.
it's
like
fair. I
Twilight's the popular one, but from what I understand, there's apparently an entire genre of werewolves and women going at it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shit's been around forever. The problem Anne Rice had was a lot of times there would
Who's
be
Anne Rice?
dude on dude. You don't know who Anne Rice is? She's like the most prolific fucking vampire book writer of all time.
Oh.
You ever hear of Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah.
She wrote the books.
Okay.
Like fucking 40 of them.
Oh, shit.
And they're good. They're well-written books.
Okay.
But there's about 10 to 20% homosexual activity in them. So it's like kind of like Brokeback Vampire sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're very feminine-looking dudes if it helps you.
Sparkly Diamond.
I mean, I read through it. They're good books. Really are.
No.
But yeah, like she wrote all that shit. She just
By the way,
passed away
I'm
recently.
not reading them, so
I'm not asking.
Don't recommend those to me.
You can't. I can't ask you to read a book while you're figuring out your POS system, so that's fine. We'll stick with the TV shows.
Yeah, that's a bit
much. Speaking of which, have you caught up on any Marvel stuff lately?
Nothing
Any
at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've given up on Marvel.
What's really ironic is they just had a little one-off that they did for Halloween time based on a real comic book in the Marvel line, which is Werewolf by Night.
Oh, really?
And it's like black and white and very old school.
Cool.
I don't think it takes place at like the
It's not part of the cinematic universe.
No, it is.
Oh.
It is. But it seems like it's a more like it's supposed to take place in a current era. You can't tell because it's like the house has like Addams Family vibes because they're like monster hunters and shit.
Right.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. It's weird seeing something in black and white, and it's a one-off, and it's like fucking nothing to be taken too seriously.
I don't know.
Yo, I mean,
I'm tired of Marvel right
yeah,
now.
but your woman's into werewolves right now. Like I'm saying, put the shit on.
Yeah, dude, we don't sit down and watch a show together. That just doesn't happen.
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do?
If we do, I think there's a show
the wife's definitely gonna. If you stay after the show at all, my wife's gonna try to get you to watch House of the Dragon.
Oh, is that that's the
new Game of Thrones?
Okay,
yeah.
We were supposed to watch Game of Thrones for like 5 years together.
It's a good show.
Until
it wasn't.
I think the two of us almost finished season 1, and I finally asked, I'm like, "Can I just watch it?" And she said, "Yeah." Like she watched some, and I watched some, and like that was it. But like, I don't sit on the couch. Like the only time I'm on my couch is when my kids are there and I'm snuggling. Like I don't.
My biggest problem is I'll fall asleep. And yeah, Game of Thrones is not a show you could watch while you're snuggling with the kids.
Yeah, no.
But a lot of the
I did try and start him on
the.
I did try and start him on the Spider-Man one that you recommended.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah. And but he was out cold. Like he was just like
such a good movie.
Yeah.
Such a good
movie.
I
gave up on that one. Dude,
I
took a nap today.
Yeah?
I
feel like you came in with an extra something.
Yeah,
I thought it was just because I had a little
I don't
something because I'm still recovery mode.
Dude, I went to the gym. I was at the gym at like 5.
The Gime.
The Gime. I was at the Gime at like Gime. I was there at like 5. Did my workout, came home, got the kids on the bus, all that jazz, and then
Jeffrey Scales there.
No,
good
not
Jeff
today. No, good. No,
he ain't here either.
No good looking Jeff. But I get home and kids are gone and Sammy's on the couch looking miserable. So I walk over and sit down next to him, put my arm around him, grab him, make him feel better, all that jazz, and passed out. Not abnormal. Like that's part of the reason I don't sit down on the couch is because I fall asleep.
Yeah. Watching TV after dinner, I'm done.
But I slept for 2.5 hours. I slept from 9 o'clock until 11:30. Like that's not normal. I'm like, I woke up and I
we're so different.
I immediately walked over and grabbed a thermometer and I was like, am I sick too? Like, what is wrong? But I had a couple. I was up for like 62 hours straight this week. So
that's a lot of hours, bro.
Yeah, we had
a lot of them.
We had some problems with a tenant, so that turned into a very.
Did you have to get him?
It's not been great.
Yeah,
it's not been great.
Fair enough.
A lot of police.
Ooh,
things have.
Goddamn slumlord.
Yeah, I can't talk about them.
Yeah. No. I know the
like I'm not trying to be a secret this time. I just can't.
I was trying to tiptoe anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had like 60 hours awake, and then I got a good night's sleep last night.
Sometimes you need to catch up.
It was apparently just a crash.
I can't nap either, but for very different reasons. It's because when I close my eyes, I sleep. I don't nap.
Oh, okay.
I will not wake up unless something wakes me up. So if I lay down on the couch, if nobody came in to interject, I would just
Game over.
I would just shit. You give me however much time you're gonna give me, depending on like if it's been a while since I slept. Like if it's a natural sleeping time, like you give me 14 hours, I could probably stay there.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I promise you, when I do wake up naturally, I will be in the most pain I could possibly be,
'Cause you
and
slept
I'm
too
gonna
long.
feel like crap. Like the days where I get the least sleep, I feel physically the best. I might have trouble at some point keeping my eyes open and stuff. Like I might be fatigued up here, but my body feels great.
Yeah.
But when I get like a amount of sleep that my head is clear and I feel good, usually my body's like in knots.
Oh, well, hey, I'm going to use the facility.
Oh,
do you want to skip to the new members?
No, because you want that entertainment, and we haven't gotten the events yet.
Oh yeah,
we got to get through the old tent pole, sir.
I'll be right back.
So while you're releasing from your tent pole, I'll hit one of ours and talk about the events of the week. This week, the events of the week are brought to you by Sam's Pole, I guess. I don't know. Thursday, November 10th, West Tampa Tobacco Company will be at Old Allegheny Smoke Shop. Rick Rodriguez will be in the house with deals for you. Saturday, November 13th, what happens in Cigarro stays in Cigarro. Dave Lafferty is at it again, creating shenanigans and mayhem at Cigarro in Pittsburgh. Great deals on all DTT cigars and swag to boot, so don't miss it. Monday, November the 14th, Crowned Heads Turkey Fry at the Smokestack, Everything Tobacco. Jake from Crowned Heads, will be there wheeling and dealing. We'll be frying turkeys in the parking lot and have Bloody Mary bar inside to go with blood medicine, a Crowned Heads event only cigar. So, get your asses out there, eat some turkey, drink some tomatoes, and enjoy a cigar that you can only get at that particular eventorino. Or I may be other events as well, but pretend like you wiped your hands on something. I guess. I might have
jeans there.
Yeah, it's fine. If you think it's the first time urine's touched anything in this room, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm whatever. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
So, what are our events? Did you read them already?
It's what I did while you were
all
gone.
3 of them.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
You went through fast. Well,
I didn't have anybody here to interrupt me.
But I usually don't read them because I just listen to you. But
yeah,
now I have to read them.
Yeah, you weren't here to dance the sausages or to do anything to interrupt. So what happened is it went efficiently, which, to be fair, is boring.
To be fair. Oh, so Wednesday of next week, I leave from here. I'm heading to New Jersey. I got invited to Casa de Monte Cristo in Whippany, New Jersey.
Yeah, I get invited to that one.
And I am stoked. I looked at the place.
Your daddy's mean.
What's that?
Your daddy's mean.
Oh, yeah.
Although I could have gotten invited somewhere if I had a passport. I got to work on that.
Dude. I was like, I want someone to go. Like that.
You reached out to anybody else?
Just one friend of mine. And he's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. But
yeah, fair.
But
do they have to go as a representative of the tip?
No, the junkies can go.
Oh,
it can be a junkies thing.
Well, yeah, but so it has to be a representative of one of the entities.
Yes,
right. So you start to go. This guy probably go, but do you really want him to be the ambassador of us? No, not really.
Yeah, I know lots of people that would happily go.
What about we could always send the Chichingo and Patty.
Just let them go at it.
They'd be our ambassadors.
For the junkies?
I would recommend Seth, but it takes Seth a long time to drive to Mexico in the company car.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
That's a lot of miles with no smoking.
Yeah, Jonesy, do me a favor. Google how far from your house to Mexico City via car. I'm curious.
Or bicycle.
Because Mexico City.
You could show us how it's done on that cobblestone.
Mexico City's the bottom of Mexico too.
Yeah.
It's not. This ain't no Cancun. This ain't just
It's where the worm is.
This isn't Western Florida. This is
tequila reference. Yeah.
Ooh,
look what I did there.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate that about you.
Yeah, for having nobody here. We're in a long. Although we added somebody. I don't know who. Somebody came in.
My
That's
wife.
good. We're up to 4.
My wife.
Oh, I don't get that.
Oh yeah.
I see that Sam and Seth are watching me, which just creeps me out to no end.
Yeah, it's you, me, Seth, Brittany. And that's it.
You gotta love when we're watching, like because we're monitoring,
Mhm.
and we are half of the audience of the thing that we're doing. You just have to remember, there's a podcast too, and a YouTube,
And that's the fun part. Yeah.
and the people that'll catch it on maybe the Facebooks
Right.
later.
Yeah. No one place is incredibly impressive.
But
combined,
whenever
we do well.
whenever you look at it and you go, oh, we're half of the people we're doing this for.
Mhm.
It's actually kind of fits right into the game plan.
But that's
Like,
the
that's
thing.
what
We're
we
100%
talked
who
about.
We do it for.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the
this
thing is
for
like when we
us.
talked about it, I was like, yeah, if nobody listens, I still want to do it.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's
yeah,
fine.
okay, I'm game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sit, we bullshit. Sometimes we even talk about
The
cigars.
prophecy has been fulfilled.
You brought up tequila, made me think about booze because booze.
Shit. That's
She
a
came back
stretch.
from California. She brought me Redwood Empire Lost Monarch, which if you ever have the chance to try it, try it.
Do I have a chance to try it?
I'm not sharing this one.
No, I don't know. Well, then fuck off. I mean,
yeah.
I ain't gonna. Have
I mean, I'll hook you up with a micro pour. Like you could try it for sure, but pretty much other than that, like I won't even give myself more than like this much in a glass.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like
It's a present. It's okay.
yeah, and then the Redwood Empire Emerald Giant, which is their rye. I'll share that one. It's good. Oh wow, you all right, buddy?
I don't think they heard that.
No, they didn't. But like, you all right, buddy?
Just trying to clear the old gateways.
Trying to clear it all out. But no, the Emerald Giants are their rye, and it's good. Like it's a good whiskey for the price and all that. But like
It's missionary.
it's missionary.
You ain't gonna complain when you're having it, but I mean, ideally, you were hoping for something more.
And then I'm amazed by how much I got caught in this other one's marketing hook. So she came back from California last time with a bottle of Drift whiskey. And that's the one I was talking about. They use IPA barrels and they finish the whiskey in the IPA barrel. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're all finished in an IPA barrel. This one was. This time she got it for me. And I took a sip and I was like, no, that's whiskey. Like, it was so amazing the first time I had it. And this time I'm like, it's there. Like, it's a thing. And that's it. Like, there's nothing amazing about it this time.
I think that's
that-
how your wife felt the first time
that-
with you. Not anything worth doing what you just did there.
Oh,
No.
it's Coralejo. Okay. I mean, good tequila. Good tequila, but
Yeah. It is good tequila. It's just not worth the
no, yeah, no. It ain't no
Cheo.
yeah, Chejo.
Yeah, no, that's dead. I think. I think COVID killed it.
Yeah. I say I've looked a lot of places at this point and have not seen anything for it. Yeah, it's a shame too because they made such good tequila. I'll take a half pour of one if you don't mind. I've never actually had the Coralejo Blanco.
Oh, that's the one, bro.
The Reposado is fantastic. I enjoy
This is the one that's very clean.
it.
It's weird because forever I was securing the unicorn, which we've never mentioned by name. Apparently we have now, but which is fine. But I was the only source, and nobody ever asked. Like Dave, Evan, nobody ever asked where I got it. They were just like, "Can you get it? Yes or no? Yes or no."
Yep.
Dave actually asked me, and I don't know why. I don't know if you know if it's relevant, like if you have any backstory on that. But he actually asked where I was getting it from.
Probably just because he's like, hey,
Maybe
where's
because
it
he
at?
thought I was like bullshitting him. Like it hasn't for a long time. It was you could get this one and this one, but not the others. And then every once in a while, this one would pop
Right.
up. Or you could get this, but not that. And then eventually it was just, we could only get this one, but it was still really good, even though it was like,
It was really
it's
good
a
for the price,
$30
same thing.
bottle, but it's like, it's good enough to make it worth ordering from another state and all
Yeah.
that stuff because it was fantastic. And then you couldn't get that anymore. And there was one that we hadn't tried yet, but we weren't excited to try to get
You
it
had the
because
really
the
dark
price
and the really
wasn't
light
low
in the
enough,
middle.
and we didn't think because we get the extra añejo,
Yeah.
and they had the regular añejo, and then they had the blanco. The blanco was really great. The extra añejo was really great, but the blanco's cheap. It's like this.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, we've had the extra añejo. How good could the añejo be for like 40 or 45, $50? Whereas the Blanco was 30.
Yeah.
And the extra añejo was like 100. So it was like,
I generally don't like Blancos. Like even the Don Chejo, like I enjoy it because I know the quality's there. But the flavor, it really doesn't do that much for me.
That's fair.
Like I gave the bottom this much of my bottle for other reasons, but I gave the bottom this much of my bottle to Dave. We made a little tradey trade.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, it's not that it tastes amazing. It's that it's like really clean and easy to drink, and
so Dave smoked.
It's not offensive.
So he had Chichingo smoke some of his. He goes, "Don't ever do that." He's like,
it's not.
That was a mistake.
I mean, you like pick that up a few times and keep putting it down.
I don't do shots. I sip.
Oh, you sipped it.
Yeah,
so you did have a
I just don't do shots.
You had a taste to Rooney. Fair enough.
A shot doesn't do anything for me anymore.
But it's clean though, right?
I like this better than the Chejo, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fair.
So the Chejo has like a effervescence to it at the end, like almost like a minty finish. Something like it's more potent of a scent to it, and I like this better. This is cleaner. It's not as. It doesn't change the flavor of what I like to my cigar. Like you could drink this with anything, and it's not going to adjust. It's not going to affect it. Where the Chejo has that effervescence is the only word I can think of to it, that it's going to affect the way that something else tastes next.
So how about I try to do this while you work on that? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, fair. Let's get a little bit of a background vibe going, shall we? What do you got?
I knew I had that. I already decided who that was.
Yeah.
So
well, I'm just giving you an opportunity to get it together.
Get it queued up.
Take all your shit. Put it in the corner.
So the reason he's doing this is because I'm really excited for the names this week, and he knows that I'm just gonna have to stand here and laugh at him if he doesn't distract me.
Welcome to the group. If you are not among the members listed today, do yourself a favor and get on Facebook and join the Cigar Junkies Facebook group, where you can get amazing content like Sam talking about fans and windows. You will not regret it. First on the list, Gio Ibrahim. Second on the list, squiggly line, thing that looks like a J, thing that looks like a G, another thing that looks like a J, a thing that looks like an A, and an LL, and a U with a dot in the middle, and an L, and this is going to take me all day. Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly guy.
It's Arabic. So I messaged.
Do you know what his name is?
No. Got it.
Yeah, well, then what good are you?
But we did have a bit of a back and forth.
A lot of these people sound like Marvel characters. Roger Pather, Kang, Buddy Beho, Aria Gunther, Johanny Rodriguez, Anthony Zinedine, Dinda Thayadinda. What the hell is going on at this list?
Keep going.
Halil Ibrahim Parnisikis, Lee Richardson, W. Campos Cigars, Hervé Mate, Carlos Contreras, Sean Magliano, Slava Sever, Ariana
Why did you go Russian on that
Arcana,
You went
Derek
from Hispanic
Singleton
to Russian on that one, bud.
Richard Lyons, and Bailey Lawrence. You're just mad that I didn't trip over any of the other ones as bad as you thought I was going to. I got myself going, and I was like, I'm just going to go, baby. I'm going to go. Roll the R's and just keep running.
So,
in my nasally voice.
I'm going to partially answer what I'm talking about here.
Oh, yeah.
Or what I'm looking up, if you don't mind. I'm just going to move on to that real quick.
I don't.
So the person that invited pretty much every one of those people to our group wins our participation trophy for the week. But I cannot, for the life of me, find his name on here. Maybe he invited him and left. Maybe he's smart. But okay, dude, it's so dumb. In the app, you can't like sort by like when they joined. Like on the laptop, I can click and see like in order of when they joined the group. I mean, I got this one says they joined 53 years ago. So, you know, that's probably right. Bastards. I'm trying. I'm working. I have 461 of these to go through. That's going to be on for a while. You should talk instead.
I was playing a game where I was trying to see how long I could go without
Humidor Stars. Humidor Stars is
Good
a
news,
participation
everyone.
trophy.
We got it.
Yep.
Humidor Stars?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
It's a group. But yeah, you guys got the participation trophy of the week for your incredible recruiting skills. Because I think we got 40 members this week.
Hell yeah.
We got like a 10% increase in the overall from, and like I said, majority of those came from that one group.
That's some efficiency right there.
Yeah. Now
60% of the time, it works every time.
You gotta love that my selection of buttons. At least 60% of the time, probably 90% of the time, you mouth along with it. Like I got good.
honestly,
button
it's to
selection going
distract myself from how irrelevant it usually is.
here. What?
Dude, I love that you called me yesterday. You're like, yo, so I watched you live. I just want to let you know. I appreciate you mentioning me twice, and only one was derogatory. And I was like, yes.
I'm fucking the shit out of you.
I'm fucking shit out of you.
Yeah, it was like one of those things the girls do, like the backwards compliment shit.
It wasn't a backwards compliment.
Well, the first one it was a compliment, but it wasn't really that complimentary. He was like, I never realized how hard this is without Corey to bounce shit off of, which was essentially you saying, it's harder to do this when I can't make fun of his dumbass.
There's
And
always
then
something to
later
fuck
on,
about.
you said something that was pretty flat out derogatory. I don't remember what it was because it wasn't as interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either. Oh, hello.
Oh, shit. We're even putting ourselves to sleep, kids.
That's new.
Oh.
That's the first on the Junkies. The full on just.
It's not the slow clap. It's not the golf clap. It's just the little clap.
It's a pity clap.
Yeah. It's the stadium full of people, and you got the one woo girl rooting for
The
you.
woo girl.
My wife's a woo girl.
So what are your thoughts on this stick?
I think it's okay. It's hard to tell because I can't.
It's
really,
very smokable.
I can't really taste a whole lot right now.
I would give one to a friend.
It's sad because I think my Dayquil is wearing off. I think it's much more notable how nasally I am now.
Oh yeah, no, it's
and I
getting
want
much
to keep
stronger.
blowing into the fucking microphone. So, what are you gonna do?
I think it's a really good cigar for. I feel like they priced themselves out of the right place. Like, it's for an up and comer getting into like more intense cigars.
This feels like a $10.
Yeah, you're
Not
you're
not
about
where we
$4
should
off
be.
on that one.
Yeah.
So
And I've had them that I felt have been better than this.
yeah,
From them.
it just amazes me that you're gonna put that price tag on this cigar. Now, I mean, but this cigar does a lot of its work based off its branding, right? So, I mean,
Luxury price tag, mediocrity product.
yeah, it's basically like my entire
That's kind of
life.
where it's at. It's not bad. It's just not that good.
But I mean, so they run. Yeah, you got your classic Monte Cristo band. Go ahead and give me the little camera for a moment.
Ooh, little camera.
So you got
Here it comes.
Your
at
normal
ya.
band. Ooh, wrong way.
You're like way off center, bro.
Where am I at here?
Get
There
in
we go. There it is. So you got the little band,
Put it by Shingo's Peppers.
and it's pretty and all that stuff, and it's nice. And then they do the bastard second band, and I think that they were trying to utilize this to kind of
It's like the bastard banded Irish band.
yeah. I mean, now granted, the cross swords, the Count of Monte Cristo, like the cross swords and all that, like that it's cool. I don't get it.
You know what I like? You didn't actually do
Really
it
thought
because
you
you
were
didn't
gonna
have.
say men.
Well,
I was really hoping you said men.
not today.
Not this. time.
Eventually I get there. Let me
Jeff's
get to
not
it on my
here.
own time. Yeah. Not men, man. Just the one man. You distracted me. You didn't dry box it, but it felt like it did because the footband came right off.
Yeah,
slid right off. I know you didn't because you just got him.
Yeah, I got him
Because you sent me
yesterday,
the picture when you did.
but I left him out.
It was like, hey, maybe Sam prepared. Nah, I know he didn't.
I was prepared enough. I got the
Fair.
next.
I mean, the cigar made it here for the show.
I got the next one for the. What is it? I got like 3 weeks from now. I got that one too. So I believe the next like 4 shows I have the cigars for.
Yeah, so like it's hard for me to say under these conditions, but it was okay. I probably wouldn't buy it for the price tag.
I think they priced themselves out of their market, but their market at the price I think it belongs in is really aggressive. Like the $10 market is there's a lot in there.
Yeah.
So actually, by setting your price
there's so much competition.
there's actually one company, I'm not going to name them, but they were priced really low, and they basically doubled their price on everything. And because they doubled their price, they got into the market.
But yeah, that'll happen.
Like they were priced so low, and they had a decent quality product. People weren't touching it.
Yeah, people will go, it's probably not good. Yeah.
Like nobody had heard of them. And all of a sudden, they were everywhere. People were buying them. They love them. And all they did was make more money off of them. So,
well, if you're listening to the audio version of the show, we appreciate you. If you're watching the video version of the show, we appreciate you. However, if you didn't know, you can catch us live every Friday at 6 p.m. if you jump on to our Facebook group, the Cigar Junkies Podcast, on Facebook, clearly, because it wouldn't make any sense to have a Facebook group on a different platform, where we do the show live every Friday at 6 p.m. Beyond that, you can catch us at patreon.com/the Cigar Junkies Podcast. Sam, get your interjection. I can never make a clean segue.
No, this one's real easy. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram, too, if you're not into the Facebook world.
There you go.
The Cigar Junkies Podcast on Instagram.
For sure. Not only that, but you can get the T-shirts, the lovely T-shirts that we are wearing here right now at thegalaxyboutique.com. Use the code JUNKIES for free shipping site-wide.
Salud!